All right, guys, let's put a motor together real quick for the Pro X2. See if we can get this thing up and running. Hell yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. This dirty old ported 700. Take the water pump, everything off it. Take the head off it. But kind of clean this thing up a little bit. Put the water pump and electronics from that motor on this one. And then just for shits and giggles, we're gonna slap a vest head on it because that should give us a bump compression. And then, as always, you know me, we gotta do something for an exhaust. I can't deal with the stock pipe with what's pretty much a straight pipe. It's NBRP race cam, but this thing is so obnoxiously loud, there's nothing left in it. So, yeah. We're gonna get busy, clean this up a little bit, and see if we can make this thing go brat. Right now, it's just got a pizza box. But, hopefully by the end of this video, it's gonna have a motor. All right, this thing is freaking fresh looking. All carbon. You can see just like the faintest little bit right there that looked like it was trying to wash it. There's almost no piston wash. It tells me this thing was run pretty rich. So, that's actually makes me really happy because this was ported. It had the LRM twin pipes. I didn't know what it needed for jetting. And looking at it, it looks super pretty. I'm gonna have a little deeper look and see if there's any more port work or if they just worked exhaust on it. Okay, after looking them over a little closer, don't mind that as well. Not fully ported, just has exhaust work. That's okay. It means the power characteristics likely have not been changed at all for this. It's just gonna have a little more power. I mean, theoretically cleaned up porting, doesn't have to be polished, nothing, but they are pretty freaking nice. And it will help flow just a little bit more. No huge gains to be had here. Port windows weren't changed. So it is what it is. Should be good for a couple horsepower. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this thing up. And I just seen one of the comments on the last video, just put another motor in it. I'm not made of fucking motors. I don't have a 99 to 05 700 just sitting around. The only one I do have is in that sled right there. So any other motor I have to swap water pumps, electronics, all this stuff to make it work with this chassis. There's a little more to just pulling the motor out, taking another 700, unless it's of the same variety of 700 and putting it back in. A little more work involved, but all doable. All right, this is always kind of exciting. Pull the recoil off and you can see if your water pump's good. Short. Believe it or not, this is hard to do while taking video. This thing would just let go. That would be great. There you go. That'd be about the most stubborn freaking recoil ever. All right, belt's still on it. That is always a good sign. It's got an updated pulley on it, big old wide pulley. It's a little noisy. Oh, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but she's got some play. Water pump smoked. Gosh dang it. Okay, water pump swamp. This is a newer style water pump on this old 97 motor. New crank seal installed because the old one had definitely, it's bent from me hammering out, but if you look at the rubber here, it's all messed up and busted. this definitely was no longer a good crank seal. Just to clarify, the bad crank seal was from the blown up motor that was in this sled, not the motor I'm putting in. All right, this side's all done, buttoned up, back together, with the exception of one hose clamp, which I will not forget to tighten. Throw a recoil on it. Gotta take this oil pump, throw it on here, put my head on, engine straps, and this will, ooh, carb boots. Cannot forget the carb boots. And then once you do that motor, this chassis. Woo. Okay, so this is all done. Oil lines ran, carb boots, and I actually swapped out the reeds as well. That motor still had the original green reed pedals. I put the newer clear ones on it just because why not? Anyways, got all the oil lines ran. Looking good, looking good. Engine straps are put on. All I gotta do is throw a head on it. This thing is pretty much ready to go on the sled. A couple coolant hoses. This is tightened down. Like I said, not gonna forget to. So yeah, walk. Super close. Getting really excited. Okay. Vest head is on. Torque down. We're up to 23. I guess this thing's pretty much, yeah, I know I've said it a couple times now, but now it's really actually ready to go on the sled. Oh, by the way, I did bust out a set of gaskets, and I do have new O-rings between the cylinder and the head. So, yep. A lot of times I'll reuse them, but I just happen to have a brand new pack sitting here, so fuck it. Why not? Set them on, bolt her on. Hell yeah. And I always RTV the head of these bolts a little bit. Take the extra if you want, wipe it off. But yeah, that's just because you don't want the coolant to be able to go from the passage in between the O-rings and then run up where the bolt is, which has happened. So yeah. Well, hot damn, would you look at that? Hi, Loki. Hi, Loki. Good boy, huh? Good boy, huh? We got a motor in this thing. Look at that. Okay, wall hooked up and stuff. Oil lines ran. Pulse lines hooked up. Motor's all cleaned up. If you remember right, this is that ported 700. With the vest head on it. Newer water pump, yada yada. New crank seal, this and that. But it's not bolted down. Carbs aren't on. Electronics, well, in there electronics are on, but nothing's ran. So basically, I got the motor to the point it can be set in the chassis. It's there, and honestly, I think I'm gonna call it a day on that one. And by day, I mean I'm like haven't worked on this thing in a couple weeks. It's just kind of been chilling there. So we're wrapping up this video. Everything else I filmed actually prior to this by like two and a half weeks. So won't say I've been slacking, but been busy. So yeah, anyways, motor's in it. Stay tuned. Next video, this son of a gun is firing up. Brap!